Welcome back to the Demon Slayer Gaming Channel, everyone. We're going to be continuing our Final Fantasy XIV event series today, where we go over the most latest events, kind of discuss everything that you will need to know to get the most rewards. But today we're going to be going over the Moogle Treasure Trove, the Hunt for Verity event that is currently going on. This event is running from July 25th all the way through patch 6.2, which should be releasing in late August. So there's going to be almost an entire month that you'll be able to acquire these items and work on getting the most out of this event. So starting off, what this event entails is that you're going to be able to acquire irregular tomestone of Verity from different dungeons that you'll run that are displayed by a Moogle head being listed next to their listing in the duty finder. Now there is a wide variety of different dungeons that you can get these from, and each one does reward a different amount of tomestones. So we'll go over which ones are going to be the best for the amount of time that you invest into them a little bit later, but this is in general how you will acquire these items. Now, once you've acquired quite a few tomestones, then you will want to go to one of the major cities, and you'll look on your map for the itinerant Moogle so that you can go trade them in. You'll want to select the newest irregular tomestone exchange, then there will be a whole list of items that you can acquire. Now, every one of these items, other than the demon brick earring, I believe, can be acquired through different means. So it is possible that you already have some of these, or that you could acquire them just as easily by doing something else. You may not want to waste the tomestones on them. So we'll go over kind of which ones are harder to get and which ones are rather easy, but you may want to hold off on wasting your tomestones on certain items so that you can get other ones instead. Now, I have run every single one of these dungeons and timed it out, and based on the general time that it takes to complete the dungeon with a random group, the dungeons that will give you the most bang for your buck is going to be the Deltascape version 1, 3, and 4. These runs take an average of 5 minutes each, so you should be able to, in a preset group, you can average 5 minutes, maybe a little bit less, but you'll be able to get around 24 tomestones an hour. Now, there is a much quicker blue mage method that is going around right now, but I know not everyone has the availability to do that, and even I don't have the availability to do that after my many hours involved into this game. So it requires very specific team composition and skill loadout, and it's just a lot of planning and headache. So if you have a tank class and you have instant Qs, or healer class instant Qs, it is much easier to just run the Deltascape 1, 3, and 4, and you can actually select all three of them, run them, mix it up so you don't get bored of just running one particular one, but netting yourself an average of 24 tomestones an hour. Now, there are several other ones like Deltascape 2, which will get you 20 tomestones an hour. And then it kind of falls down from there, where you're listing at the other Alphascape and Sigmascapes, netting you an average of 18 to 14 an hour. And then some of the previous dungeons, as in the Keeper of the Lake, the Lost City of Amnapor, Hawk Manor Hard, Castrum Meridium, and Arum Vale, that you can get roughly 16 an hour, depending on your group. Now, of course, this will change depending on if your group wipes, if you have people watching cutscenes, if the people already know the fight, which will increase the rate that you're able to complete it at. But in general, these are the times that you'll have in these dungeons, and you will acquire a certain amount of tomestones while running them. Now, going over the different rewards that are available for exchange from the tomestones. The Demon Brick Earring, I believe, is exclusive to this event, so if this is something that interests you, then you will want to pick it up, as I don't think you'll be able to acquire it anywhere else currently. The Lunar Kamai Fife, though, is a mounts that can be acquired from one of the extreme versions of the previous trials. So it's actually much easier, I believe, to just acquire it from the extreme dungeon from Tsukuyomi instead of actually wasting the tomestones to get it here. My wife and I were able to complete the dungeon with just the two of us. So if you have a group of friends or just one other person, you can probably get it yourself without having to waste the tomestones on it. The Ufidi horn, though, is a much more difficult mount to acquire. So it is actually a very good one to try and get from this event. Wind Up Elven is also quite a bit more difficult to acquire if you're collecting minions. So this is also a good one that you can get from the event. When looking at the rewards, if there's nothing that looks like that you would actually want, there's actually 16 different items that are tradable and can be sold in the market. The Ufidi Horn and Wind Up Elven are one of them, and they each sell for around 1,000,000 gil, if not more, on my server currently. Now these prices are going to drop as more and more people are acquiring from the event and putting them up, trying to make gil quickly. So it may be a good idea if you're buying multiple of these to maybe post one of them and save the other ones for after the event is done, so that you can continue to have a cash flow coming in. But if you are able to farm a large set of these tomestones, and like we discussed, you can get roughly 24 an hour from doing the different dungeons, so that's almost acquiring one Ufidi Horn per 2 hours. And with an average of 1.5 million per Ufidi Horn, that's pretty good gil. But there's going to be different haircuts. The wall lean emote is a good one to acquire. There's different cosmetic items here if you would like any of those. And then there's several other mounts and minions down here along with different maps. So going over, the Alps Horn is acquired from the Sahagan Beast Tribes. So if you're a completionist and you're going through and doing the Beast Tribe quest for the Old Realm Reborn, you will already receive the Alps Horn from those quests, so you don't need to purchase it here. Same with the Bomb Palanquin. This is from the Kobold Beast Tribe quests. You'll acquire that by completing the Beast Tribe quests and turning in those rewards. The Ghoul Faxi is another mount that comes from the extreme version of the Realm Reborn dungeon, so it's very easy to get. Same with the Marcab. The Round Lantern Whistle and the Warring Lantern Whistle are going to come from the extreme versions of the Heavenward Trials. So again, these are pretty much soloable, so it's very easy to get these. If you are looking to acquire the different mounts and minions and cards and stuff from the Gold Saucer, then it is a very easy way to get a huge amount of MGP by just purchasing the MGP Platinum cards. There's going to be several housing items if these interest your aesthetic for your house. The Bomb Cauldron looks very cool. There is a aiming set for an aesthetic look that each of these pieces is sellable on the market. The prices are not fantastic, but if this set interests you as far as having it flamer, then it may be worth purchasing it here instead of on the market. But at the price of 15 tomestones per, essentially meaning you can buy 3 pieces here, the added price of all 3 of these pieces is probably less than the one for the one singular price for the Ufidi Horn. So it may be better to just save 50, purchase an Ufidi Horn to sell, and then you could purchase all 3 of the items that you're looking for off of the market for a much lower price. Writing maps are a very good item to purchase if you do not already have them. These can be acquired through the allied seals from doing your daily and weekly hunts. But acquiring them here will speed up the process a little bit if you would like to do that. There's 2 other minions down here. The Torijiro is untradeable, so you won't be able to sell this one if you wanted to pick it up for yourself if you don't already have it. But the Hedgehoglet can be sold, so it is very easy to acquire a plethora of these, as there are only 7 tomestones each. There's also several different cards. If you're a collector of the Triple Triad cards, you can easily pick these up. And a couple of Kestrian rolls. That's going to be it for the Moogle Treasure Trove, the Hunt for Verity. This event, like I said, will be going on for quite a while, so you should be able to acquire all of them, if not more than you need for this event, and be able to hopefully make yourself a decent amount of gil in the process. So I hope this helped everyone out, and if it did, please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you on the next one.